Hello summoners, welcome back to the channel, and in this video we'll be talking about 4 super underrated characters in Marvel Contest of Champions. These are in no particular order. I'm not claiming that these are 4 of the most underrated characters or anything. Just 4 champions I enjoy playing, who I feel like a lot of people do know their potential, but some of you might not know. So before starting the video, let's first have a quick word from today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Opera GX, which is an amazing gaming browser with some really useful features like GX control, where you can see how much CPU and RAM your tabs are utilizing. You can close them directly from there. You can also limit your network, which means if you're playing online games, you're streaming, that could come in very handy. You can also limit your RAM and CPU if you want to have the browser open with some tabs in the background and also want to have a smooth gaming experience without compromising on performance. Now, another thing that I just love about this browser is the sidebar, where you can have access to WhatsApp, Discord, Messenger, Telegram, Instagram, Twitter, basically all of the popular social medias, and you can just check your notifications. You can send a message by just clicking a button. It's very easy, it's very fast, and you can just click it again to close it off and resume your work. So it just works really well. This is, by the way, my Discord server. If you want to join, link in the description. Now, if you pay attention to the sidebar, there is another icon below Twitter, which is the GX player, where you can sync 3 types of music platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music. You can play music from that directly, and then like here I have a YouTube video open. You can also do the picture-in-picture thing. It comes in very handy, especially like if you are into something like coding. You can play a video, take notes, and yeah, it's very handy. But the thing is that I wanted to show was, like, you can play a video and the music just stops. If it has audio, you can pause it and the music resumes. Amazing feature, and yeah, very useful for sure. Now, coming to a very important feature, which is customization. There are a lot of options here. You can choose the desktop wallpaper, you can have a custom wallpaper. There is a library of wallpapers you can go through and choose from, and yeah, having a wallpaper, having a theme, a darker theme, it just looks very good. Everything is customizable. You also check out the deals. You can see what games are free. If you click them, you will be redirected to Steam, where you can purchase them. Well, it's free, then you don't have to purchase. But you also have access to GX Mobile, which is basically a mobile version of this browser. You can also connect it to the desktop version, and definitely check it out. Like, it's free and it has a lot of features, so download it using the link in the pinned comment and also in the description. You can also download the app by scanning the QR on your screen right now. And thanks again to Opera GX for sponsoring this video. Now let's get started. So the first character we talk about today is going to be White Magneto, and I'm a huge fan of this champion. If you have been on my channel for a while, you might already know this. I even have a playlist for this guy. That's how many videos I've made on him, and I've always felt he was super underrated because he was buffed at the same time as the red version of Magneto, who is the better Magneto. I will say this: if you ever have to choose between these two in a Nexus or anything, Red Magneto is more essential to the roster and everything because of how he completely destroys #metal characters. But White Magneto, not as necessary. Although the pre-fight is very nice to have, you should at least have him at a lower rarity. You don't really have to rank him up for the pre-fight, but he can pull his own weight in a quest. You can see the damage output is super long, super good. I was saying the armor break is super long, and yeah, he can hit some big yellow numbers, as you can see there. Now, the next character we will be talking about today is going to be Hood, and Hood is a champion who I feel was underrated even before his buff, and then his buff made him really good. He remained to be underrated till Battlegrounds was released, and now I think some people at least know his potential. He is a very like, he's no CGR when it comes to, he won't completely nuke the guy in 18 or 19 or 20 seconds or anything. There is a certain ramp up to Hood, but first of all, so much fun. It's a little bit annoying with all the power gain. You can sometimes push yourself to 3 bars of power when you don't want to, but like this fight, it may take, like, you are just really in control. You are invisible, you are gaining so much power. You're pretty much spamming your SP2s, and you can see we are going to detonate the heavy attack. Almost got him. I think one medium will finish him off. So yeah, the damage is great, The invisibility is also great. Now next up we have Punisher 2099, who is another character who was buffed. So the 3 characters we are talking about today so far, all of them are champions who used to be kind of bad and are now really good. Now Punisher 2099 I feel like is not as good damage output wise as the other 2 characters we saw today, because he has a ramp up. Like after this armor break, the damage can be pretty good. You can see when he crits, he'll be critting pretty damn hard. You saw that that was a 10,000 light, 7,000 even without critting, 16,000 medium there. But he doesn't crit very often. Like he doesn't have guaranteed crits or a very high crit rate or anything. And when he like, it's nothing. The damage is not crazy. The damage is not the reason he's so much like so high on the list. The armor break is super duper long, and the utility he can provide, he has all of these things like, you know, heal block and stuff. There is a lot this guy can do, and on top of that, damage like this, it makes him a very good character in my opinion, and worthy of ranking up. And he can even be a little bit annoying on kinetic transference and notes like that. Next up we have Mr. Fantastic, who I feel like is the least underrated in this video, because a lot of people already know he's pretty good. A lot of people, like, it's weird with Mr. Fantastic. Sometimes I place him kind of high, and a lot of people want me to place him even higher. And most people, like I'd say a lot of people who are not in the endgame don't realize how powerful this guy actually is. And you won't see anything great right now. Let me build him up first. But holy shit, after the SP3 the damage is really good. So we'll get all the debuffs, we'll keep using. He's not super stressful to play. A lot of time characters where you have to, you know, use heavy attack to refresh your debuffs or your buffs. I'm not a huge fan of characters like that, but with him it's not that big of a problem. You can see we're barely giving, at this point we're not really giving Winter Soldier that much power when we're hitting him. It's massive difference. Like, this is not your traditional power control. Of course you don't have a power lock or power steal, but the fact that you give like considerably less amount of power is also a huge utility, which I think Punisher 2099 also has. But never mind. After the SP3, look at the big yellow numbers here. Again, he doesn't crit very frequently, and do note, if you are going to compare him with the other characters on here before him, the time wise or hits wise or anything, do know that he does have class disadvantage here. But that's pretty much gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Like this video, share with the Lions, stay safe, have a good one. Thanks again to Opera GX for sponsoring this video, and bye bye, take care.